someone transferred all your money back home, that you had no money on you, you had to run to the stadium. Is that true?
You don't always believe what everybody say, but it's part of the story is true. I didn't transfer my money back home.
Behind every success story, there are always hardships that an athlete has to overcome. From Caron Butler getting locked up 15 times at age 15 to Jimmy Butler being homeless at a young age. Which brings me to one of today's NBA's All-Star, Milwaukee Bucks' Giannis Antetokounmpo. It was an easy childhood for this Nigerian descent athlete. So, in 1992, Veronica and Charles Antetokounmpo moved from Nigeria to Greece to find job opportunities for a better future. Veronica and Charles had a hard time to find a job because of economic struggles for immigrants in Greece. In fact, Charles Antetokounmpo's income was not enough to provide to the entire family. Veronica and Charles had a total of 5 boys. The eldest son, Francis, had to stay in Nigeria with his grandparents because the whole family migrated to Greece. While for Giannis and Thanasis, they had to sell pencils, jewelry, and other things just to help provide for the family. In the interview of Adrian Woj of The Vertical, Thanasis talked about how they struggle to survive in Greece. He said, "We would be out of the street together, selling a toy, a watch, something, and we would raise $10. And that is good because we didn't starve today. We're going to go home. We're going to have something to eat, and it is a good day."
Tell me about the story about you growing up selling jewelry, man. Tell me about this. This true? Is this true? This a true story?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's true. It was just a tough situation growing up. My parents had to do whatever it takes for us to just have a food and a plate on the table. But yeah, whenever I could, I always help my mother and my father, go out there and sell some stuff so I can, help my brothers.
Everything changed in 2007 when Spyros Vilianides, coach of Phil Atletico, spotted Giannis Antetokounmpo playing soccer in the street. For Giannis, soccer was a big part of his life. His dad and his older brother Francis was a professional soccer player back in Nigeria. So for Coach Panagiotis Sivac and Coach Spyros Vilianides of Phil Atleticos had a hard time to convince the two brothers, but eventually Giannis and Thanasis end up agreeing because the two coaches found a way to help the family financially. Giannis worked so hard on his skills, and he was so dedicated that he would walk 8 kilometers or 5 miles just to go to the gym to practice. Sometimes he would actually sleep in the gym because they were too tired to go back home. Spyros Vilianides said, "There's no doubt about it. Giannis has the character of survival. He was born to survive. You could see that in his eyes. He was a champion even before me. I just taught him the basketball and created some ambitions. He will do anything to survive." In 2009, 15-year-old Giannis and 17-year-old Thanasis finally played competitively against Greece's future stars. The Antetokounmpo brothers were just making $500 a month, so buying a shoe is a big deal for them. And there was a time when Giannis and Thanasis were sharing the same pair of shoes in the game.
Thank Thanasis for sharing the shoes with me. Thanasis, thanks for sharing. Because, back in the day, we used to have the same pair.
What did you do for basketball shoes? Depends. I remember one game we played with the same pair. One game. You'd come out of the game and you'd give your shoes to him?
In 2012, Giannis moved to the senior team of the Phil Atleticos, where he competed in the Greek A2 minor league during the 2012 and 2013 season. As a point guard, he averaged 9.5 points, 5 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and 1 block per game. Giannis admitted during his part of the interview on 60 Minutes that he wasn't even the best player in the league, but he was invited in the 2013 Greek League All-Star game because they can see that he has so much potential and upside in his game. During that season, he was scouted and recruited by a Spanish basketball team called CAI Zaragoza. Giannis signed a contract with CAI Zaragoza for 4 years and he would make €400 annually. With no combine experience, low career averages, and few highlights from Greece, Milwaukee Bucks took a risk and drafted Giannis Antetokounmpo 15th overall. That same year in 2013, Milwaukee Bucks bought out the contract of CAI Zaragoza with Giannis Antetokounmpo. At first, it was a struggle for Giannis because this is the first time he is away from his family. He bought a PS4, but he felt so bad because he's living this luxurious life in United States while his family in Greece is struggling, so he sold his PS4 to the Bucks trainer. Brandon Knight, a former Milwaukee Bucks player, told Grantland, a sports blog operated by ESPN, that Giannis Antetokounmpo would bring 6 or 7 boxes of food from team's cafeteria just to save money for his family. On November 23, 2013, Milwaukee Bucks played against Charlotte Bobcats that day. Before that game, Giannis Antetokounmpo took a cab to Western Union so he can wire money to his family. Unfortunately enough, Giannis sent all his cash to his family and the cab doesn't take credit cards, so he decided to run to the Bradley Center. It was 2 or 3 miles away, so you can tell he is dedicated to make it to the warm-ups and the game. Luckily, a couple saw Giannis running down the street and offered him a ride to Bradley Center. Giannis is so grateful that he gave them an autograph before he left the car. During his first season with the Milwaukee Bucks, he averaged 6.8 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 1.9 assists per game. Every season, he improved his skills and his stats because of his dedication to the game. Now in his 6th season, Giannis is an MVP candidate, averaging at 27.7 points, 12.5 rebounds, and 5.9 assists per game. Outside basketball, Giannis has recently partnered with an organization called Pick and Save to help communities in Milwaukee who are living in poverty. His humble beginnings shaped him to be one of the most compassionate and the biggest role model of the NBA. His dedication and commitment to be the best in his trade was because his family gave him inspiration. From selling watches in the street of Greece and sending all his cash to his family to one of the best players in 2013 draft, Giannis Antetokounmpo had beat all the odds. He exceeded more than what he imagined.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is amazing. This is amazing. You did all this?
Oh.